Are you blasting the AC but still sweating in your seat? Before you assume the system's failing, it might be a few small issues quietly holding it back. From airflow problems to overlooked habits, these simple mistakes can make your car feel like a sauna. Want cooler drives without costly repairs? Start with these easy fixes that actually work. Number 9. Park in the shade or use windshield sunshade. Parking in the shade might sound like a small step, but it makes a big difference. Most people don't realize how quickly the inside of a car can turn into an oven. On an 80-degree day, it doesn't take long, just about 40 minutes, for the interior to climb past 115 degrees. And once you get back in, your AC has to work overtime just to make things bearable again. That puts extra pressure on the compressor, drains the battery faster, and even leads to higher fuel consumption. In fact, when it's hot out, running the air conditioner can use up to 20% more fuel compared to a cooler day. That's why parking smart matters. If you can find a shady spot or throw up a windshield sunshade, you're giving your AC a head start. Sunshades alone can drop the cabin temperature by around 40 degrees, which is no small thing. Combine both, and not only will your AC cool faster, but your car won't feel like a sauna when you open the door. If recirculating cool air helps, so does what's coming next. Number 8. Looping arrow button. Might be the coolest feature. There's a good chance you've seen that little button with the arrow circling around inside your car and never thought much of it. Some drivers think it's a reset button or something to do with airflow direction, but in the middle of a summer heat wave, that button is your best friend. Normally, your AC pulls in air from outside, cools it, and sends it into the cabin. But when it's blazing hot out, trying to chill that oven-like air takes time and a lot of energy. The recirculation button changes that by keeping the already cooled air inside the car flowing in a loop. It's a much more efficient way to keep the temperature down. Not only does it help your car cool faster, but it also blocks unpleasant smells, especially if you're stuck behind a truck or passing through a less than fresh part of town. And there's a bonus. It can cut down on fuel use. Since your AC doesn't have to work as hard, the engine gets a break too. That means better efficiency and a little less strain on your car's battery over time. But before your AC can really shine, there's one sneaky clog worth clearing. Number 7. Swap your cabin filter. The cabin air filter's job is to block all the stuff you don't want floating around in your car: dust, pollen, smoke, and unpleasant odors. It even traps bits of leaves or small debris that sneak in from outside. But because it catches so much, it doesn't stay clean for long. Over time, a clogged filter makes it harder for your AC to push air through, which means the system has to work overtime. That's not great for fuel efficiency or the health of your air conditioning unit. Worse, a dirty filter can start to grow mold or harbor bacteria, which is the last thing you want cycling through your vents. Most carbon filters should be replaced every 12,000 to 15,000 miles. The good news is you don't have to pay a mechanic $50 to do it. It's a quick job you can handle yourself, usually in under 5 minutes. In most newer cars, the filter is right behind the glove box. If you're unsure, your owner's manual or a quick online video will walk you through it without much hassle. Speaking of airflow, what's outside your vents might be clogging things up too. Number 6. Clean the AC intake. This one's easy to overlook, but keeping the AC intake clean can make a noticeable difference, not just in how cool your car gets, but in how healthy the air inside it is. That intake, usually located right at the base of the windshield, is where outside air gets pulled in when you're running the ventilation system. Now, if you often park under trees or spend time on dusty roads, it's likely that leaves, dirt, and other bits of debris are collecting right there. If that gunk isn't cleared regularly, moisture builds up, and before long, you've created the perfect environment for mold to grow. So, if your AC has started to smell a little off or isn't cooling like it used to, check that spot first. If everything smells fine and the air's flowing well, a quick brush off to remove visible debris should do the trick. But if you suspect mold, there's a simple way to clean it out. First, remove the cabin air filter. Then, roll the windows down, set the AC fan to its lowest setting, and spray a disinfectant. Lysol works fine, right into the intake. The fan will help draw it through the system and flush out anything unwanted hiding in the vents. It's a small job that can make a big difference in comfort. Now that your system's breathing clean, it's time to let the heat out. Number 5. Let the heat escape first. Many drivers believe it's smart to start the AC and let the car cool down before hitting the road. While that sounds nice in theory, it's not doing your car or your wallet any favors. Letting the AC run while the car idles burns more fuel than you might think. Over the course of an hour, it can use about half a gallon just sitting there. That's also added wear on your compressor for very little payoff. There's a better way to cool things down without wasting gas. When you get in, start the engine, switch the AC to its lowest temperature setting, and roll down all the windows. Give it around 15 seconds so the system can start moving cool air. Then turn the fan to full speed. Once you feel the temperature drop, close the front windows right away. The rear windows should stay cracked just a bit longer to help push the hot air out. After another 15 seconds or so, go ahead and roll them up fully. You'll get faster cooling, use less fuel, and put less stress on the AC system overall. And for that cool air to stay strong, check the front. Number 4, clean off the condenser. Your car's AC can't do its job without a little help from the condenser. It plays a key role in cooling by drawing heat out of the refrigerant, kind of like the radiator does for the engine. But if that heat isn't getting released properly, you'll notice the cabin isn't staying very cool. Now, before assuming something's broken, take a look at the condenser. Since it sits right at the front of the car, it ends up collecting all sorts of debris. Over time, that buildup acts like a blanket over the condenser, trapping heat. In some cases, the heat even cooks the bugs onto the metal. When that happens, the AC can't keep up. The compressor has to work harder, which isn't ideal, especially considering that replacing it could cost over $1,000. To clean it, give the car a few minutes to cool down first. You don't want to go near hot metal with a brush. Then, using a hose at medium pressure, rinse off as much grime as you can. Follow that up with a soft brush to clear away anything stubborn. Once you're done, let it air dry completely before heading out again. Cooling outside matters, but so does what's flowing inside. Number 3, keep an eye on coolant. It might sound a little backward, but coolant doesn't actually cool your AC system directly. Still, if your coolant runs low, you're going to notice the AC struggling or not working at all. And that's because most modern cars are built to protect the engine first. So when things start to overheat, the computer may automatically disable the AC compressor to lighten the load. If it doesn't shut it off completely, you'll probably notice the vents blowing warm air instead of cold. That's why it's a good idea to check your coolant level regularly, especially if your AC seems to be losing its edge. Still not cold enough? It might be something missing. Number 2, top off the refrigerant. Did you know that car refrigerant, also known as Freon, doesn't wear out? In theory, it could last forever if your AC system stayed completely sealed. But in reality, most systems develop tiny leaks over time, and that's when cooling performance starts to drop. If the leak isn't serious, you don't need a full repair. A simple top-up is usually enough to get your AC back in shape. You can find refrigerant cans for under $10. Mechanics, on the other hand, often recommend unnecessary repairs or upgrades, and even a basic recharge could run you up to $300. Instead, you can do it yourself with a recharge kit, which costs around $40. It's a fairly simple process and doesn't require special tools or training. Just be sure to get the right refrigerant. Most vehicles use R134A, which is cheaper and still perfectly effective. The newer R1234YF type is more eco-friendly, but it's also much more expensive. And unless your car specifically calls for it, there's no real benefit in switching. If that still doesn't fix it, check the fans. Number 1, check the cooling fans. While you've got the hood open, it's a good time to make sure your cooling fans are doing their job. Just behind the front grille, you'll find the condenser, and right behind that sits the radiator. The cooling fans are usually mounted just beyond that. The fan's job is to move air over the condenser so it can release heat from the refrigerant. Without that airflow, the condenser can't keep up, and the AC starts to lose its effectiveness. Most cars have 2 fans, and ideally, both should be running. If only one is working, the system might still cool for a while, but it won't hold up under pressure. Fortunately, testing the fans doesn't take much effort. Start the engine and turn the AC to full blast. After a few minutes, both fans should be spinning. If one or both are dead, they'll need to be replaced. A quick tip here to save some money is that you can skip the dealership or original manufacturer parts. Those can cost anywhere from $300 to $500. You can often find quality aftermarket fans for well under $100, and they'll get the job done just as well. A little maintenance goes a long way when it comes to keeping your car cool and your wallet happy. Which AC mistake have you been guilty of without even knowing it? Let us know in the comments. If any of these tips made a difference, don't forget to like and subscribe for more smart car advice.